Good afternoon, welcome. I do hope you're having a good day and I hope you had a great weekend. I'd like to provide you with inspiration today, and our topic for today is leadership from the heart. You could be a leader of a company, Fortune 500 company, or a leader of a small business, or you could just be a leader of your home. It's important that you look at your facts and your figures because facts and figures are quite compelling. They do provide quite compelling evidence. But even more importantly, it's important that in addition to leading based on the documentary evidence, it's important that you lead from your heart, that you're able to connect with your gut feeling and your instincts when making decisions. Because sometimes the paperwork will not provide you with all of the information that you require to make the best decision for your business or for your family or even for yourself when it comes to personal leadership. So, for instance, during COVID 19, when it first started, there was a lot of panic amongst people, which led to mass purchases of toilet roll. A CEO of a toilet manufacturing company could have looked at the figures over that period in time and come to the conclusion that the company is doing very well, is doing something right, and should carry on this along the same lines, along the same trajectory. And based on the facts and the figures, that CEO could decide, okay, let's predict more sales for the next quarter. But that conclusion could be quite misleading because what it fails to take into account is the emotional elements that was in place at the time when those mass purchases took place. And the emotional element amongst a lot of people at that time was fear, a lot of fear that they were going to run out of toilet roll. I don't know, somehow that was what came through during COVID 19. It was very prevalent. However, just like most emotions, fear is not something that can be sustained over a long period of time. And as we can see in most cities, the sale of toilet paper has gone back to where it used to be. It's now normal. People are now leading their lives as they were before, and everyone is calmer about the whole COVID 19 situation. We're still concerned and have to take necessary precautions, but there's a bit of calm. There's nowhere near as much frenzy as there was when the whole virus started. So it's important that you take the emotional aspects into account when making a decision, the emotional aspects from your customer's perspective and also from your perspective. So think about what your customer might be feeling, think about what your customer might require, but also think for yourself what you might be missing. So asking questions like why always helps you to delve deeper into a particular situation. You could possibly be faced with poor exam results from your son, who for some reason has done poorly at school. Now, looking at the figures, you may come to the conclusion that your son is lazy or not pulling their weights. But if you take the time to lead from your heart and connect with the heart of your son, that will lead you to ask questions. That will lead you to have a conversation with your son to find out what exactly is going on in their lives and what led to the poor results. Because there's always a reason, and it's not necessarily the reason that you first think it is, because you might just think that your son is lazy and plays too many video games, but the video games might actually be a band-aid covering a much deeper issue. So if you take the time to sit with your son, you may discover that perhaps they were in a relationship and got their heart broken, and that affected their focus during the exams and they couldn't study, and so they end up with poor results. It could also be a case of they're being bullied at school and that it affected their results. It could also be that they're having a problem with their teacher and feel like they can't get the necessary support and they feel like they're being picked on by that particular teacher. It could be a range of reasons, and those reasons are not evidenced in your child's report card. So in order for you to unearth those reasons, you have to ask deeper questions. You have to lead with your heart. You have to find out how you'd want to be handled if you were this child, how you'd want to be handled if you were this customer. Okay, so leading from the heart essentially allows you to ask deeper questions. It allows you to do a heart probe. It enables you to put yourself in the shoes of the people that you seek to serve, be it your customer or your family. It helps you go deeper. And once you're able to walk in their shoes, you're better able to make decisions that will positively impact them and benefit them in a positive way over a long-term period of time. Okay, these are my thoughts for you today. Leadership from the heart is important. In addition to looking at the facts and figures, leadership from the heart is important. There are too many cold and calculated leaders out there. If you can be a leader that leads from your heart, you will do a lot of good, and you will find that more people are willing to follow you because they understand that you're able to connect with them as individuals and understand the frailties of being a human. Okay, so these are my thoughts for you today. Please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. From my heart to yours, until next time, take it easy. Bye.